Theories of assimilation, acculturation, bicultural socialization, and ethnic minority identity address interactions, conflicts, and influences that happen with contact between minority and dominant cultures. They explain adaptation techniques by minorities to the dominant culture, and they describe the stressors involved in socialization. Culture is defined as organized pattern of values, beliefs, and behaviors developed and transmitted over time by a social group. Minority is defined as ethnic, racial, and cultural groups who are both relatively powerless and in the numerical minority. Majority is defined as larger, dominant groups. And majority and minority refer to groups of unequal power where one is dominant and the other is subordinate. Ethnicity is defined as shared values, behaviors, and customs, as well as patterns of thinking and feeling that distinguish one cultural group from another. When ethnicity and minority status overlap, the group is generally subordinate in power and becomes a target of prejudice and discrimination. Ethnicity is based on social definition rather than biological. There are no pure races from a biological sense. Stereotypes are defined as overgeneralized and rigid definitions of group characteristics assigned to people based on their membership in a group. Prejudice is defined as preconceived and poorly informed judgments about people. Discrimination is defined as harmful actions against others based on stereotypes or prejudices. Ethnocentrism is defined as considering one's own group superior to others. Deficiency theory states that majority group members have valued behaviors and don't have devalued behaviors, while minority group members have devalued behaviors and don't have valued behaviors. The majority group members are privileged in how they are perceived by both society and minority group members. The dual perspective suggests that the individual is to be viewed within two separate contexts. The first being the nurturing system, which is the primary context, and that includes the individual, the family, and immediate community. Next is the sustaining system, which includes the secondary, which is called the secondary context, or the larger society, and it's comprised of political power, educational system, goods, and services. The values, attitudes, and behaviors children learn growing up in the nurturing system may conflict with those of the sustaining system, the majority society. Results may be feelings of inferiority and lack of belonging. Human development, then, is seen as decisions influenced by both systems. In adaptation, there are four modes of adaptation. The first being marginal, which is a low adherence to the sustaining system and a low adherence to the nurturing system. The second is traditional, which involves a low adherence to the sustaining system, yet a high adherence to the nurturing system. The third is assimilated, which involves a high adherence to the sustaining system and a low adherence to the nurturing system. And finally, accultured, which involves a high adherence to the sustaining system as well as a high adherence to the nurturing system. Transculturality is the ability to relate respectfully, comfortably, and competently in many different cultural contexts while appreciating both differences and commonality. Centerpoint unites diverse cultures. It requires awareness and sensitivity to what is common between cultures and what sets them apart.